Did you know that black marriage was legally denied in America from 1619 to 1865? Yes, for nearly 250 years, enslaved Africans were forbidden from legal marriage. Follow if you've never heard this story. Because once you understand this truth, you begin to see the deep, intentional design behind slavery, not just to exploit labor, but to destroy the African family at its core. From the moment Africans were brought to what would become the United States in 1619, the institution of slavery made one thing very clear: enslaved people could not legally marry, not because they didn't love, not because they didn't form families, but because the law refused to recognize them as human beings with rights. Marriage is more than a ceremony. It is a legal bond, a protection, a claim to family, inheritance, stability, and continuity. And that is exactly why enslavers denied it. Under slavery, black people were legally considered property. And property cannot enter contracts. That meant no recognized husbands, no protected wives, no guaranteed parents, no secure children. Families could be formed, but they could be destroyed at any moment. Children could be sold away from parents. Spouses could be separated without warning. Love had no legal shield. This was not accidental. This was strategy. By banning legal marriage, enslavers ensured total control. They could breed labor without responsibility. They could fracture kinship without consequence. They could destabilize generations again and again. And yet, despite this cruelty, black people married anyway. They jumped the broom. They made vows without witnesses. They loved without permission. They built families in defiance of the law. But the absence of legal marriage had long-term consequences, many of which still echo today. After slavery formally ended in 1865, millions of formerly enslaved people rushed to legalize marriages that had existed for decades. Entire communities lined up to make their unions official, because for the first time, the law acknowledged what they had always known: we are family. But the damage was already done. Generations had been raised under forced instability, lineages had been broken, records erased, names changed, and then, after denying black marriage for centuries, the same society began to blame black families for the very fractures it created. That's the part rarely taught. This history explains why marriage, family, and legacy carry such deep emotional weight in black communities. It explains why resilience had to replace protection, why communities stepped in where the law never did. This wasn't about culture, it was about control. Enslavers understood something powerful. If you can destroy the family, you weaken the people. And still, black families survived. They survived through love without legality, through parenting without protection, through faith without safety. That survival is not accidental either. So when we talk about black marriage today, we must tell the full story, not from stereotypes, but from history. Because black marriage was not broken, it was banned. And understanding that truth changes how we see everything that came after. Follow us to uncover more hidden black stories. Comment if you'd like to hear more about the history of black marriage. We don't glorify injustice. We reveal truth, so history can't repeat itself.